daily driver. Hell no. I'm kind of an idiot for getting a Humvee to drive as a daily driver. But that being said, I love the hell out of this thing. What is the difference between a Humvee and a Hummer? Well, a Humvee is the military version that there's nothing fancy about a Humvee. A Hummer is the civilian version. The civilian equivalent of a Humvee is an H1. The H1s have all the fancy interior, they have air conditioning, they come with radios, whereas these Humvees, I mean, there's like nothing inside. You have a heater and you've got no AC. I've upgraded these seats, but there are two versions of Humvee seats. There are some that basically just a pad on a metal frame, and then what I used to have are called the high backs, and they're a little bit more cushioned, but they're still not great. And then you go to, like, you know, everybody knows about the H2 Hummers, and they don't have the cool factor. I mean, everybody drives H2 Hummers, and they're just not that cool. I mean, you can beef them up and they're okay, but it's not the same. Gas mileage. I would estimate I get probably 11 miles to the gallon. It is a diesel engine. It is a 6.2. They have a 6.2. They have a 6.5. They have a 6.5 turbo, which that would be a lot nicer to have the turbo. Top speed. Let me show you this. In a Humvee, see this red line? This says that if you go over 55 miles an hour, that is overspeed. The fastest I have dared to take this is 67. I don't recommend it. I tried not to go over 60, 63 on the freeway, and even then it's the RPMs just, I don't recommend it, and it is noisy when you're going that fast. How fast can a Humvee take off? Let me show you. Okay, I am literally going to floor it. Here we go. Pretty slow, especially when you have a full tank of gas. All right, I've also been asked, what do you think about the new Hummers coming out? As far as looks go, I mean, I really wish they would at least make them look similar to the original Humvees and Hummers. The specs are kind of cool. The crab walk thing is kind of cool. I don't know how practical that is. I've heard they're like 1,000 horsepower, which is cool. But as far as the looks, it looks like a mix of a Ridgeline, an Avalanche, and the new Ford Broncos. Which, don't get me wrong, I dig the new Ford Broncos, but I'm a Humvee, you know, H1 Hummer. That's my style. I like that look, and these don't look anything like that. So it's kind of a letdown. How do I feel about Jeeps? Unless they look like that, unless you've got, you know, a lot of money and souped up a Jeep, I'm not really a Jeep guy. Jeep guys, for some reason, hate Humvee owners. They hate us. I mean, are Humvees all they're cracked up to be? Are they like, you know, amazing off-road vehicles? They're hyped up a little bit. I mean, climbing, you know, off-road, they're pretty freaking amazing. But other than that, I mean, driving on trails, they're really wide. So, I mean, you'll go down a trail that has obviously been made for Jeeps, and you might hit a spot in that trail where you're too wide. But I don't understand the hatred that Jeep owners have for Humvee or Hummer owners. I mean, we all like to off-road. I mean, I don't hold it against you that you own a Jeep. I mean, I think Humvees are cooler. I mean, maybe that's just I don't know. They've been hyped up. I like the look of Humvees. I like the space inside. I like that you can mix and match Humvees to suit your preference. They can be built to a 2-man, 4-man, a wagon, a slant back, all kinds of things. And I really like that you can build a Humvee to suit your needs. A few more quirky details about Humvees. It has a 3-speed transmission, which is what greatly limits your speed that you can do in these. The older Humvees, we do not have park. We've got reverse, neutral drive, second, first. And you've got high locking, high, neutral, low for the off-roading stuff. But we do not have park. The newer Humvees do. So basically just leave it in drive, put on your parking brake. Here are the gauges we have. To adjust your heat temperature, you have these doohickeys, which is really weird. And you can adjust, if it goes side. Your heater on the floor is this hose right here. So you adjust it to just blow out the bottom. The windows slide up and down. You have this knob here. You pull it out and it will drop your window down. Along these you have spots that it just latches. There's these little holes you can see here that will latch that in certain spots. To get out, I had to add these decals because nobody could figure out how to get out of the Humvee. This lever here, push this forward, and that actuates your lever there. The horn on a Humvee. The horn on a Humvee is quite embarrassing. You're not going to intimidate anybody by honking your horn in a Humvee. Here, give this a listen. Sounds like a Volkswagen Beetle. Would it be nice to have a train horn in the Humvee? Absolutely. Latch that closed. What else? So this is, let me turn this off. This is how you start and stop a Humvee. You have to have it in neutral. You turn it on. You can't really see, but this wait light right here will turn on to start your glow plugs, and then start the Humvee. Lighting. This is a weird one. There's a lot of different modes that Humvees can go in. They're made for combat operations. You can drive with no lights on. You can drive with your gauge lights on, but no exterior lights, no brake lights or anything. And this is completely off. This locks it so you don't, if you're in combat, you don't accidentally hit the light switch and give away your position. You have to switch this to turn on your lights. This one here will adjust the brightness of your gauges. These older Humvees, the blinker, there's no reset. Once it's on until you manually turn it back off. The hazard lights, you pull this lever here. This took me a minute to figure out what this was for, and it goes all the way up, and that turns on your hazard lights. I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, this one's a weird one. For your wipers, obviously you guys can see the wipers come from the top to the bottom. This is what controls your windshield wipers. They have 2 speeds, fast and faster. So this is typically faster than what I normally need, and then you have faster. I don't have any washer fluid in here right now, but the way you do that is you just push that down and it sprays your washer fluid. What else is weird on Humvees? I'm not really sure. Okay, throttle lock. This, if it's a cold day and you need to adjust how fast your idle is, you will pull this out, pull it, you can hear the engine, you will turn it to lock it. It's not a cold day today, so we don't need that. These come standard with a locking mechanism. You wrap that around your steering wheel, throw a padlock on it, and I mean, it's better than nothing, but yeah, it's not going to stop an experienced person from picking that lock and stealing your Humvee. All right, the vents slide closed. You've got one on each side. One thing I think is cool about these is they still have the military decal markers on there. Your high and low beams, you have the old school button that you step on for some of those that have never seen them. But yeah, that's to answer a few of your Humvee questions.
I've really been addicted to you. All of my attention I've been giving to you.